wanted to ask you, I'm Dominican, and I saw the Dominican side in the story plot, but how can you manage to not be of a certain culture, especially in the Latino range, and focus on all the little details to make it so special to those different cultures?
That was hard. Research. Research. There is no topic on which you cannot do more research on. If you're the world's leading expert on it, then you can still do more research on it. And I love research. So, you know, for me, Lin-Manuel is also Puerto Rican, so that was our background. But really what we found, and his family, you know, they're all Puerto Rican, they all live in Washington Heights. But the truth of the matter is that Washington Heights has become more Dominican in the last 15 years than Puerto Rican. So we were like, when we really started crunching the numbers and looking at the neighborhood, we were like, this lead character cannot be Puerto Rican because we are going to offend people in the community. So we said, okay, he's going to be Dominican. You know, we still have Puerto Rican plot lines, we have a Cuban one. So we would just go sit in the Dominican corner restaurants as opposed to the Puerto Rican ones. Listen to the conversation, you eavesdrop on jokes. Call, you know, my sister's boyfriend's Dominican, I call him up. How would you say this? I know there's a Dominicanism of this. This is how my aunt would say it, but how would your aunt say it? You know, that kind of stuff. Just do a lot of homework. A lot of homework. It's fun. It's like being a detective. Research is one of my favorite things to do in plays, and a lot of it is books, but a lot of it is walking the streets, eavesdropping. Write down syllable for syllable how people talk, where they put their ums, where they put their likes. Are the Dominicans dropping their S's like the Puerto Ricans are? And how does that lead to a joke? You know, I mean, it's fun. It's like you're being a street investigator. It's cool. You're doing a little police work there, a little investigative work. And, you know, that was actually a difficult subject for us because when we were casting, we were like, we got to get some Dominicans in this cast. But right now, as it is, there's a lot more there's a larger body of Puerto Rican actors than there are of Dominican actors who are coming through these professional casting agencies. And we realized we don't have a single Dominican in this cast. And is that okay? So we're picking up the phone and calling the producer and saying, please, you've got to get out into the community, put the word out there. They're not coming in. We've got to get some Dominican actors because also the actors will tell you, you know, oh, Cuban, you know, oh, my mom's Cuban, and this is how they would say that. The actors were helping us out. Let's say I wanted to write like a danzón, a slow salsa piece for a love scene or something like that. And I didn't know how to do it. What I would do is I'd listen to a lot of it and I'd try to kind of play along, and then I would naturally get some ideas for how I wanted to do it, and I'd start to write my own piece. I don't compose so much anymore, but I did compose a lot. I composed all the time. I studied music in college, and it was a very good education in how to write plays, actually, a very good education. Because there's a lot of rhythm in it, you know, in poetry too. A lot of rhythm in poetry, and playwriting is a lot about rhythm. You know, just as with theater, you should read as much as you can, and with music, you should listen to as much as you can. It's all going to be tools. All tools in the toolbox that you can say when you're writing a play, I'm going to steal that tool, and I'm going to put it in my play, because it's going to help me tell this story. But for me, playwriting, actually, at the end of the day, there are some rules, there are lots of tools, lots of tricks to learn that can make your writing better, but actually, it's very free. It's very free. It's one of the freest. It is like poetry. They're all said and done at the end of the day. The rules actually are there to be broken. You got to master them first to know how to break them, but it's a very free form of expression, and I love it. Like even having a show on TV, on like prime time, there's just nothing that compares to sitting in a room full of people and being able to feel their energy respond to something that you wrote. It's beautiful. That's my favorite thing, you know.